Mudavadi.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, David Kariuki, Chair of the NSSF Board of Trustees, members of the NSSF Board of Trustees, the representative of the regulator, Charles Mashira, representative of COTU Secretary General, Francis Atwoli, Madam Jacqueline Mugo, Executive Director, Federation of Kenya Employers, the NSSF Managing Trustee, management and staff, stakeholders and partners, ladies and gentlemen. First, let me convey best wishes to you all from the President of the Republic of Kenya. He has expressed himself severally on the issue of growing our savings, because a country that does not save will not prosper. So for me and for him, being here is to send a very important message about the importance of savings for our well-being as a country. Let me proceed and make a statement. It is my great pleasure to join you at this 8th Annual General Meeting of the National Social Security Fund, which brings together a large and rich diversity of NSSF members, employers, stakeholders, and partners. I wish to appreciate the leadership of NSSF, not just for inviting me to preside over this auspicious ceremony, but also for mobilizing all the Kenyans who are participating in this gathering. You have leveraged on technology to connect over 2,000 members online from all over the country, while another 700 or so are present here physically. Beyond the numbers, the most important outcome of this AGM is how well you, as the Board of Trustees and management, have discharged your leadership and commitment to the strategic direction of the fund. The performance, progress, and challenges over the last financial year are well documented in the comprehensive reports that the Auditor General, actuaries, fund managers, and scheme custodians have presented to the NSSF members during this meeting. I am particularly impressed by the momentous growth in the size of the fund, from Kenya shillings 288 billion in 2022 to 670 billion in 2025. This demonstrates strong confidence by your members, who have substantially increased their savings, combined with the prudent investment options that have yielded high returns. The exemplary performance validates the spirit of the NSSF Strategic Plan 2023 to 2027, which, as you have heard, I was honored to launch in May 2024. It assures your members that they will continue to earn double-digit returns on their hard-earned savings and cement their constitutional right to affordable and accessible social security. This year's theme, Our Savings, Our Shared Prosperity, captures an essence of national importance while speaking directly to each individual Kenyan. It reminds us that every shilling contributed to the NSSF is far more than a line on a payslip. It is a personal investment in future security, dignity, and peace of mind for the member and their family. When these individual efforts are brought together, they form a powerful national pool of savings that support housing and sustainable development across our country, hence stimulating job creation and economic growth. The government strongly affirms and supports this vision, where individual responsibility in saving translates into collective strength and shared prosperity for all Kenyans. Our African wisdom captures this clearly. Little by little, the bird builds its nest, and tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. These sayings speak directly to our changing social and economic realities, where families can no longer rely solely on extended support systems. It is a practical guide for how we, as Kenyans, must now think about saving consistently, patiently, and with the future in mind, so that retirement is not a burden, but a season lived with dignity. This platform further provides an opportunity for all of us to appreciate NSSF's contribution to Kenya's financial inclusion by tapping into the savings of workers in the formal and informal sectors of the economy. The transformation journey has also enabled you to respond to the emerging demands of your members and the need to support the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The NSSF Act of 2013, implemented in 2023, introduced a contribution of 12% of an employer's pensionable income shared equally between the employee and the employer. Even though Kenya remains among the lowest contributors in the region and globally, this is a critical step towards closing the retirement adequacy gap and honoring Kenya's constitutional obligation to its workers. By comparison, countries such as Singapore, and we are shown the chart here, require employers to contribute up to 17% and employees up to 20%, underscoring how seriously successful economies take retirement security. The International Labour Organization recommends contributions of 15 to 20% for a worker to retire with at least 45% of pre-retirement income after a full working life. We must recognize that while Kenya is youthful today, we are steadily moving towards an aging society. Traditional family support systems are evolving, and the responsibility to plan for old age increasingly rests with the individual, supported by the state. Beyond securing individual livelihoods, the growth of the fund has a wider and measurable impact on the national economy. NSSF's expanding asset base deepens domestic savings, strengthens Kenya's capital markets, and supports long-term investments in infrastructure, housing, and productive sectors of the economy. The fund's investment in roads, energy, affordable housing, and enterprise development projects have stronger multiplier effects in creating jobs, stimulating local industries, and contributing directly to the growth of Kenya's gross domestic product. These landmark investments include the NSSF partnership in the Nairobi Mau Summit Highway project, development of a modern twin-tower commercial building on Kenyatta Avenue in Nairobi, and Milimani Housing Project in Kisumu. These projects will create 75,000 jobs, directly and indirectly, across construction, supply chains, and supporting services, while also contributing to Kenya's GDP growth. This is the power of collective savings of the Kenyan workers. Let me conclude by appealing to all employers to ensure timely remittance of the contributions of their employees. Compliance must be regarded as a fundamental obligation and a non-negotiable aspect of doing business in Kenya. My challenge to the NSSF is to uphold the highest standards of governance, transparency, risk management, and data protection. You also stand on a great opportunity to continue innovating and exploring the most viable options to guarantee your members better and sustainable savings, while also expanding your investments to national development priorities. I wish to assure you that the government will continue to provide strong policy guidance and oversight, ensuring that the fund remains robust, credible, and sustainable, capable of delivering social protection and socio-economic transformation. I am confident that the board, management, and staff will remain motivated to work together with the members and stakeholders in the fund's transformation journey. Now, before I deliver the good news, because indeed it is good news, let me just emphasize one or 2 points. One, the turnaround. The turnaround. That is a very, very significant step in the right direction by the NSSF and all the team, the whole ecosystem of men and women who have made this happen. I was making some reference in the holding room there for a few minutes, and I was saying one of my departments is the Department for Parliamentary Affairs. And I can tell you, when I see the questions that are now being raised in Parliament, we are not seeing those long statements of saying that employee X of a particular institution has been on the queue for the last so many years, waiting for settlement. Those questions have evaporated. The backlog that was there, because these are issues that sometimes we don't play. When they were making the presentation, settling 300,000 claims that were part of a backlog, amounting to about 25 billion Kenya shillings, is not a walk in the park. That again speaks volumes to what you people are doing. How sometimes do we gauge a good economy, a growing economy? I don't know. From numbers we can tell, but let me try and perhaps simplify it a little from a politician's perspective. Because I had somebody saying that I have been building coalitions. Well, first of all, this is a very serious coalition, isn't it? It's a tripartite. Yeah, it's the government, employers, and workers. This is a very serious coalition. You know, it's a national coalition that really is a bulwark for growing the economy. So don't think it's only politicians who are in a coalition. You are in a coalition. But if you just want to figure out what would be perhaps a very promising example of an economy that is doing well. Sometimes when you walk the streets of Nairobi, or the streets of Kakamega or Kisumu or Mombasa. You enter there as a politician, you stand somewhere, and people come and surround you, even in the middle of the week. And you imagine for a moment that you are popular. That, because we have this affinity for crowds. So the crowd comes, you think you're popular. Let me tell you, for me, one of the things that I hope we can achieve is the day a politician will go into an urban center and call for a meeting in the middle of the week, like today. Today's towards the end, but on a Wednesday, call for a political rally and you get 0 attendance. That will be the best moment for me, because it will mean that Kenyans are engaged, they are working, they are not idlers, they are not jobless, and therefore they have no time to engage in empty politicking. That is what we should achieve. A situation where you can actually convene a gathering and people will tell you, unless the rally is called on a Saturday, we are not available for you because we are busy. That is where we should be driving our economy. So, let us save, let us pull together. Thank you for taking up the Mao Summit as part of your investment portfolio. You guys can actually own Jomo Kenyatta Airport. But as a commercial decision, not a political one. You can own it, and if you own it, make it a commercial decision, not a political one. Because it's possible. With your resources, you can modernize our airport. You can. After all, those of you and your fund managers are here, and most of you, all the people in this room and the ones listening, they've got substance on their shoulders, above their shoulders. I can tell you that if you look at Heathrow Airport, for instance, 15% of Heathrow Airport is owned by the Saudi fund, I don't know what fund, and other funds. It is domiciled in UK, and it will never be uprooted from the UK. It shall always remain an infrastructure in the UK. But the ownership has moved to various global funds, which then modernize it. But it remains Heathrow Airport in the UK. So equally, the NSSF, as you look at various projects, choosing them selectively so that there's a proper return and there's proper potential, you can help us transform this country. There is an opportunity, do not let it go away. And as I said, do not make political decisions. Make proper, well thought out commercial decisions, so that there's an adequate and commensurate return on the investment that employers, employees, and all the savers have made to the NSSF kitty. I'm a happy person because I knew Koros from the Lab Fund when I was Minister for Local Government. We were grappling with the Lab Fund. Well, he did a good job there. Now he's handling a bigger a bigger institution, which is good. And we must also send a message to our young people that Rome was not built in a day. And institutions of this nature, like NSSF, don't come overnight. It takes time. It takes building. It takes savings. It takes patience to be able to get here. NSSF is not a fly-by-night institution. Not a fly-by-night institution. It's an institution built over the years. And therefore, for our country to grow, we must take pride when we see a jewel like this one. Let us build institutions for posterity, and that is what will make a difference in this country. We must build a judiciary that works. We must build financial institutions that work. We must have a parliament that works. We must have a public service that works. We must have a private sector that works. All this takes time. It takes commitment. It takes hard work. It takes sacrifice. And this is the message that perhaps we have not been conveying to our young people often enough. And sometimes we politicians have been the culprits because we sometimes give the impression that to make money, you must be a politician. To show that you are developing, you must be a politician. To show that you are progressing, you must be a politician. Good young Kenyans, that is far from the truth. It is far from the truth. The number of politicians is minuscule. 300 MPs. 1,450 MCS. Maximum. So it's a very minuscule number. So let us not try to measure success in the context of the country's politicians and political officers. Let us measure it in what we are doing today. This is the real anchor of success. Strong institutions that provide jobs that have a serious multiplier effect in our economy. Yes, that is the politician in me speaking. But let me also not become an obstacle between the good news and your lunch. So are you ready to receive the good news? Yes. Are you ready? Yes. Are you really ready? Yes. All right. It is now my distinct pleasure to declare an interest of 17%. On the NSSF member savings for the last financial year. This is the highest return in the history of NSSF. And now that we have set the bar, our expectation is that next year's returns will be even higher. Thank you. God bless the NSSF community. And God bless Kenya. Asante.
Asante sana. Asante sana. And we do have a dramatic launch of the 17%. So we are ready. At kindly request our chief guest, guided by the chairman of board of trustees and managing trustee. Let's move to the other side where the launch pad is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be dramatic because this is historical. Wait. Thank you. So ladies and gentlemen, there we go.
At the 7th NSSF Annual General Meeting, history was made when the fund credited members with an impressive 11% interest, a clear signal that transformation had begun. As we stand at the threshold of the 8th AGM, the momentum is rising, the expectation is electric, and the future is unmistakably brighter. Let us count it down.
Let's
together.
Count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
NSSF proudly declares
17%
to members' accounts.
Wow.
A stronger fund, a stronger future, a stronger Kenya.
Come on, everybody. Wow. 17%. Let's take that nice photo right there.
Your celebration.
Excellent. Let's take the photo right there. Thank you so much. For the rest of us, we may kindly take our seats. Chairman, the CEO, we can take the first photo. Board of Trustees, please join the photo. Board of Trustees. Board of Trustees. Social partners as well, please join in. Social partners. Thank you so much. And we do have a gift of appreciation for our chief guest, Madam Irene Award. Please, let's have the gift ready. Let's have our gift ready. Thank you for the gift. Asante sana. Thank you so much, NSSF Choir. Many thanks. We are ready for the award ceremony. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, NSSF Choir. Thank you so much. Asante sana. Well done, NSSF Choir. Well done. Thank you so much. Makofi ya NSSF Choir tafadhali, asanteni sana. Asante sana. Ladies and gentlemen, asante sana. Our chief guest, we are ready. Thank you so much for that great, remarkable news right there. Now we want to get to the highest total contributors. These are awards, and we'll start with the first category. We're looking at the highest overall contributor 2025. This award recognizes the employer whose overall contributions was the highest of the year. And I'd kindly call upon our chief guest, please, to be on standby, and I'll kindly call the awardee. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for the Teachers Service Commission Primary Section. Well done. Receive that award. Excellent. Recognizing the employer whose overall contributions was the highest of the year. Asante sana. Teachers Service Commission Primary Section. Asante. Thank you, DJ. Thank you. Thank you. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, we're looking at the highest contributors 2025. This award recognizes employers who recorded the highest total contributions during the year. We'll call them out. Highest contributor 2025, category 1, Achivo Limited. Achivo Limited, welcome. Category 1, Achivo, where are you? We want to celebrate you. Thank you so much indeed. Okay, there we go. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Well done. Up next, highest contributor 2025, category 2A, Moi University. Moi University. Where are you? Well done, well done. Excellent, Moi University, category 2A. There we go. Asante sana. Well done, well done. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, highest contributor to 2025, category 2B, Grain Industries Limited. Grain Industries Limited, category 2B, highest contributor 2025. Muko wapi? Regional Manager Nairobi, please pick that award. Regional Manager Nairobi, uko wapi? Asante sana, karibu sana. Makofi yao tafadhali. Thank you so much. Grain Industries Limited, category 2B. Asante sana. Thank you so much. We're ready. Asante. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. Category 3, highest contributor 2025, goes to Fafi Integrated Development Association. Well done. Category 3, FAFI, Integrated Development Association. Karibu sana, karibu sana. Asante sana. Excellent. And the final award right there, highest contributor 2025, category 4. Final award here. Please welcome AHV Church Longonot Ranch House. Category 4, Asante sana. Where are you? Regional Manager South Rift, you can also come. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Makofi tafadhali. Thank you so much. Well done. Keep up, keep up, keep up. And a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for our cabinet, our prime cabinet secretary, Makofi yake tafadhali, our chief guest. Thank you so much. You may now leave at your pleasure. We do have a gift of appreciation. Let's have that gift. Let's have that gift. Ah, there we go. Let's look at that. What's that? What's that? What's that? Boom. Arena Wall, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, 20. Ladies and gentlemen, coffee for our chief guest. Good music. Makofi yake. Tusimame kumpigia makofi. Asante sana. Thank you for your leadership. Well done, well done, well done. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Wow. Asante sana. I'd kindly request now that we sit down. We do have the final levels of the awards we want to close, but we really wanted to appreciate the presence, the commitment of our prime cabinet secretary. So we are ready to move on to category 2. Category 2. So in a moment, we should be kicking off. This is the highest tier 2 contributor. All right, so we're ready. Let's have the CEO, FKE. Madam Jacqueline, please come to the floor to guide us through this. So we'll actually go to the top voluntary contributors, non-employed, and we'll start with 3A. Top overall voluntary contributor. This award recognizes the overall outstanding voluntary contributors to social security funds. The awardee, ladies and gentlemen, top voluntary overall contributor 2025, Chaka Nyamawi. Chaka Nyamawi, uko wapi? Karibu sana Chaka. Chaka uko wapi? Ndio huyo basi. Chaka Nyamawi. Oh, wow. These are the top voluntary contributors, non-employed. Top overall voluntary contributor. Recognizing the overall outstanding voluntary contributors to social security savings. And we do have the top voluntary overall contributor 2025, Chaka Nyamawi. Asante sana. Makofi yake tafadhali. Thank you so much. Okay. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, 3B. We're looking at top voluntary contributors. This award recognizes outstanding voluntary contributors to social security savings. Top voluntary contributor 2025, Ukunda branch, Martin Kenga. Martin Kenga, karibu sana. Well done. There we go. Martin Kenga yuko pale. Asante sana bwana Martin. Asante sana. Thank you so much. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, top voluntary contributor, industrial area branch, Samson Sakala. Samson Sakala, uko wapi? Samson, branch manager. Sakala yuko hapa. Makofi yake tafadhali. Well done.